you doing?
Good, Ewell.
I didn't know if I was messing you up here.
Not at all. It's getting crazy on this island. The traffic is unbelievable. Good to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Is it Ewell?
Ewell. It's perfect.
Let me
You
get
really,
you fixed
you
up.
really meant drive by. You got it in the car.
This is it. I've been
Wow.
doing it for a long time.
Really?
Yep. 20 years.
Wow. Just catching people in the front seat.
You got it. Well, in a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very unique way to interview people because it's very disarming for them. It makes them feel, they're looking around rather than thinking about the cameras.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's informal.
I love it.
But you look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, what are you doing out here?
I'm here meeting a few potential supporters. As you know, our island communities are made up of multifaceted situations where people are here year-round, people are here for 3 months, people come and go. So I'm meeting a few folks that call this home in the summer. And,
Are they donors potentially?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good.
And
this is the town to be in, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting because we are so spread out in this district. The challenge is just meeting folks. It's meeting so many different people because we don't all cluster together, but we all have a love for the district, a love for the islands, and I haven't been this far out east on Nantucket before, except for when I was a kid going to the beach, and I'm love getting back.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up outside of Boston in Framingham, Mass.
Okay.
Summered. Ironically, I used to bike down to Nantucket often when I was a kid in high school. Spent a lot of time at Surfside at the youth hostel, and that's my relationship with Nantucket. It's coming down with a few bucks in your pocket on your bike and hanging out on the beach all day, and then sleeping and getting out early in the hostel. So it's a new relationship as an adult because I'm going back 45 years to talk about those days.
So where do you live now?
I live in Oak Bluffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, I'm an island guy. We've been in OB for almost 20 years. And as you know,
tell us about it.
Well, it's funny because often people say, "Oh, you're from Martha's Vineyard." Actually not. I'm from Oak Bluffs because we have 6 distinct towns, and once you get off the boat, you can't find Martha's Vineyard again. And if you don't understand that subtlety, you miss some of the beauty and the charm of the island. It's truly an island community, but one that prides itself on its individual towns and the character of the individual towns. So I'm truly OB.
Now, from the Oak Bluffs area is where all the black folks had settled, right?
Yeah,
years ago.
That's what attracted my wife and I originally to find that diversity of backgrounds, to find people of color that are accomplished on all sorts of levels. Mm-hmm. And when we first moved there in the summer, and we looked around come October, and we realized we were one of the few black folks that were still there. When you go back 20 years ago, after Labor Day, everyone of color typically packed up and left.
Oh, right.
So it was kind of like 2 communities in one. In our development, it was probably 60% of the population was seasonal. And of that seasonal population, probably 75 to 80% of it was African American. So,
How long ago were we when did you actually move there?
I moved there 19 years ago.
Okay.
So what's beautiful about that, that racial mix is that it's not just on racial lines. It's based on year-round versus seasonal versus retired versus a career that allows you to be moving. So there's many facets to it beyond race.
Sure.
And I find that fascinating.
Now, when President Obama comes there, is that what drew him? What is it about Martha's Vineyard that draws the president?
Yeah, it's a great question. The thing that I love about it is people talk about the playground for the rich and the famous. That's not what got him there. What got him there was when he was a college student at Harvard. His friends had homes, his professors had homes, and he has fond memories of spending time as a young person on Martha's Vineyard. So he goes back to Martha's Vineyard to relax. He goes back to Martha's Vineyard to be with his friends. And I like that, and I like sharing the island with a man who happens to be the president. Because he loves the community.
Does he know you? Do you know each other?
No, my wife has met him. My wife has met him a couple times, but I haven't had the opportunity.
I want to go over, I'm just going to say this right now, and I was actually telling somebody about you. And then I mentioned also that I would love to go to Martha's Vineyard when he's there with my other truck and do a drive-by shooting with him. I'm telling you, it would be one of the best interviews. I guarantee you, we would have an amazing interview. Well, I'm going to try.
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to write him a letter.
Yeah, he puts his pants on one leg at a time, like everybody else. And there's no reason why. You may have a few Secret Service in front or behind you.
They can be in the van with me. I have no problem. And I'll tell you, in 2008, when I first bought this van that I keep on the other side, it's my real drive-by van. It's much bigger. I had it fixed up in Ohio, and right from Ohio I went out and did documentary pieces on canvassing for Obama. And I went to all the towns in Ohio and I did documentaries, and then I went to Florida.
I love the concept. I love what you're doing, and I love the fact that you're making yourself approachable, and you're not excluding the leader of a free nation in that process.
Right.
Because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about bringing people together and understanding the fact that we share more in common than separates us, and we don't look enough for those commonalities. And when you find them, you find some real nice harmony and harmony in life.
So, okay, let me just get to know you a little more about.
Sure.
Why is it that you're running? What have you been in politics before?
I've been very involved in civic work. I've run a nonprofit. The long answer is this is really my first soiree into statewide office. I'm an elected member of the town planning board.
Okay.
I am the president of the Democratic Town Committee, and I am in charge of what we call the Martha's Vineyard Democratic Council, which is the 6 Democratic Town Committees formulating a regional body. So I'm very active in politics, but this is the first time it's statewide office.
And I did one with Tobias Glidden. Do you know?
Yes.
You're running for state rep?
Tobias is seeking the same seat that I am.
Right.
He's not seeking the Democratic nomination. So he is running in the general election unaffiliated with a party. I'm seeking the nomination of the Democratic Party.
So that means that you have to have a primary and you have to be selected.
Yeah, I have to win the nomination in September to have the right to go to the general election. He's going directly to the general election.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. He's never told me.